Huge thanks to MSI for sponsoring our trip to CES. For a chance to win MSI's new Trident X gaming PC, all you have to do is like the video and leave a comment on what you are most excited about in today's video. So DeepCool has introduced a few new products for this year at CES, the first one being the Assassin 3, which is DeepCool's beefiest air cooler to date. It sports a 7 heat pipe design and two 140mm fans with a TDP of up to 280 watts. The spoilers on the top fins allow for every bit of air to pass through the Assassin 3, and the neutral black colors will make it a great addition to any build. DeepCool said that the Assassin 3 is made to compete against the Noctua NH-D15, which also has a dual heatsink and fan design, although the Assassin 3 clearly looks better aesthetically. As far as performance, they showed us how it cools the 9900K on their AIDA64 benchmark. So all the cores are pushed to 5 GHz and average temps are looking to be around 90 degrees. Do keep in mind that the 9900K gets really hot and AIDA64 stresses the CPU a lot. So in real world situations, your temps are going to be noticeably lower than that, especially in gaming. The point of the benchmark was to showcase that the cooler can in fact keep the overclocked 9900K stable during a stress test. One thing I did notice is the clearance of the RAM sticks. Now, if you're using any high profile RAM, like the Trident Z for example, then there will be issues installing this cooler. However, if you keep to the standard low profile sticks, then you'll be fine. The Assassin 3 will cost you $100 and it will be available in May 2019. The next cooler is their Castle 360 RGB, which is an AIO that comes in both 240 and 280mm sizes. It has a new pump design which gives off this infinity mirror look. However, the logo right smack in the center kind of ruins the overall aesthetic in my opinion. The cooler uses a copper plate for the contact point with the CPU and has a TDP of up to 280 watts. You can control the lighting via the controller or through the RGB function via the motherboard. One thing to note is that the Castle 360 comes with a 5-port RGB hub to connect up to 5 RGB fans. The 360mm version goes for $170 and will be available this month. Then we got the MacCube 550, a minimalistic ATX case with some really cool features. First of all, it can support up to 3 120mm fans in the front and up to a 360mm rad flat against the back side of the case. And the side panel is actually magnetic, which you can easily remove without having to remove the thumb screws. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of this. One of the things I really like about this case is the support for cable management. They added a bunch of grommets on the top and the right side of the motherboard, and they even included 3 more on the PSU shroud itself. So this basically means that you have more options to choose a cleaner path routing the cables to the back. I'm not sure why they decided to go with a see-through power supply shroud. I thought the point of the shroud is to cover up the power supply, but I guess you can do some modding to it, maybe add some RGB lighting in there to give it a nice glow effect, but I'm not really sure. I think the MacCube 550 would be a great case for modders and anyone looking to water cool their PC. The white one goes for $120, which is $10 more than the black one, and you can expect to see these available in June this year. The Matrix 70 is actually my favorite case from this suite. It sports 2 tempered glass panels, which are really easy to remove. The side panel only has 2 thumb screws, while the front panel is removed by pressing a button near the top. This makes it really easy to access the front fans for cleaning or installing a radiator because the front bracket actually comes off. Speaking of radiators, it can support a 280 or a 360mm rad on the top and the front with 2 included magnetic mesh filters. Something you guys can appreciate is the extra space they provided near the top for clearance. That way, if you do install a radiator with fans, it won't interfere with the heatsink or other parts on the motherboard. One of the things that's really cool about this case is the PSU shroud. So it has this RGB accent that connects with the case lighting, and the top portion has a tempered glass panel that can be removed. If your graphics card has RGB lighting on the shroud, then it's going to reflect off of the tempered glass panel and kind of illuminate the case, which I think will look pretty cool. You can also add 2 additional 120mm fans on the bottom of the case, hence why the PSU shroud panel is removable. That way it doesn't block the airflow. The case will go for $70 and it will be available in April of this year. And that wraps up my coverage of CES 2019. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next one.